our talks with the United States. So the Commissioner will give some introductory remarks and then we will open the floor for your questions. Thanks very much. Commissioner, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm glad to be here today to follow up on the breakthrough achieved in Scotland yesterday. It was an honour to join Commission's President Ursula von der Leyen at the pivotal meeting with the US President Donald Trump. If I were to sum up this EU-US agreement in one sentence, I would say it brings renewed stability and opens the door to strategic collaboration. This is the result of a month of genuine and relentless efforts, unmatched in their intensity and matched only by the unparalleled importance of our transatlantic trade. Its $1.7 trillion value underscores just how much was at stake. From the start, we have been convinced that our transatlantic relationship deserves a negotiated outcome. That is why my team and I made 10 visits to Washington only this year. Given the depth of integration and mutual reliance of our economies, it was essential to take the time needed to get this right, to calibrate an outcome that works for both the European Union and the US, as well as ensures that trade between us can continue. Let's pause for the moment and consider an alternative. A trade war may seem appealing to some, but it comes with serious consequences. With at least a 30% tariff, our transatlantic trade would effectively come to a halt, putting close to 5 million of jobs, including those in SMEs in Europe, at grave risk. Our businesses have sent us a unanimous message: avoid escalation and work towards a solution that delivers immediate relief. And I appreciate that several business groups have welcomed the contours of the deal. The sense of stability and prospect of strategic collaboration are reinforced by the fact that the agreement addresses not only current reciprocal and high sectoral tariffs, but also forthcoming tariffs on pharmaceuticals, semiconductors and lumber. You are now familiar with the key pillars of the deal discussed in Scotland, notably a single 15% tariff ceiling, then $750 billion in strategic purchases, and an additional $600 billion in anticipated private investments into the US economy. On top of that, let me highlight the following 3 points. First, over the past few months, we have gained a better mutual understanding of each side's sensitivities. As stated before, we can relate to the objective of reindustrializing the US economy as we are pursuing the same goal ourselves. That is why the agreement sees a significant list of goods on which both sides will apply a zero tariff rate, where it is in our shared interest to strengthen our trade, and importantly, this list remains open to further additions. Second, we also believe that certain prospects and certain aspects of global trade policy need fundamental change. For instance, non-market overcapacity is equally destroying the EU steel industry. That is why the agreement sees clear prospect of joint action on steel, aluminium, copper and their derivatives in what I'd like to call a metals alliance, effectively creating a joint ring fence around our respective economies through tariff rate quotas at historic levels with preferential treatment. We will also establish a common approach to addressing source economies of overcapacity. Moreover, we are reducing tariffs on our cars from current 27.5% to 15% while enabling EU car makers to expand their exports from the US. This will enhance their global standing and strengthen our value chain as numerous European SMEs support production activities in the United States. Third, we believe we need to think strategically about future technologies. That is why the agreement also sees strategic purchases of gas, oil, nuclear, but also US AI chips. Here the aim is to strengthen our technological edge in a way that benefits both sides. All in all, this is an agreement which should generate meaningful and mutual benefits, and I hope it will be a stepping stone to a broader EU-US trade and investment agreement in the future, while also fostering our joint efforts to tackle pressing global challenges such as much-needed reform of the WTO. We have been in constant dialogue with our member states and key stakeholders, and I want to sincerely thank them for their trust in the Commission and our continued unity throughout this process. This morning, we briefed the member states as well as members of the European Parliament. In conclusion, I want to appreciate once again the leadership of President von der Leyen, as well as the collaboration with my counterparts for the countless hours of intense engagement, which I hope will pay off. Thank you.
Many thanks, Commissioner. We'll start the questions here in the room. Jorge.
Thank you very much. Here, Commissioner Jorge Valero with Bloomberg. 2 questions.